Since my divorce in 2014, I've spent a lot of time around men rebuilding their lives, men in recovery, men in custody fights, men blindsided by divorce papers, men who stay too long in relationships that drain them. And I've noticed something that hits me harder the older I get. Men don't know how to choose a partner because they don't know themselves. We date based on attraction. We commit based on chemistry. We overlook red flags because she's beautiful, or because we're lonely, or because we think this is our last chance. And then 20 years later, we discover we never really knew the person we built a life with. A close friend of mine just had divorce papers filed against him. And during that consultation, the attorney told him something every man needs to hear. She said a contested divorce can cost over $100,000, and that's not unusual. That's not just money. That's your peace. That's your emotional energy for years. And you know what's cheaper? Discernment, clarity, patience, standards, non-negotiables. But most men have never defined any of that. We don't think deeply enough about whether our spiritual, emotional, and foundational values align. Because if you're a man grounded in your faith, choosing a partner who isn't, that's going to break you. It will eventually do it. Faith shapes your identity. Faith shapes your decisions. Faith shapes the home you build. And worldview matters too, because you can't build unity when your foundations point in opposite directions. We don't ask questions early because we're afraid to lose the relationship. We don't set boundaries because we've been conditioned to make it work. We don't walk away when someone shows us who they are because we're trying to prove we're worthy enough to stay. But here's the truth. A man who knows himself can walk away. A man who knows his values can say no. A man grounded spiritually, emotionally, and mentally cannot be manipulated by someone who isn't. Men need to stop chasing women who control through chaos or insecurity. Stop bending your life around someone who doesn't respect your boundaries. Stop trying to earn the approval of someone who hasn't even earned your trust. The first step towards choosing the right partner is becoming the right man. And before you date again, ask yourself, what are my non-negotiables? Not the shallow ones, the real ones. Where am I spiritually? Where am I emotionally? What kind of home do I want? What kind of communication do I need? What, do our values align? Is she beautiful on the inside, or am I just distracted by the outside? You can't know a woman's heart if you haven't learned your own, and you can't build a future with someone whose foundation fights yours. And you can't enter a relationship hoping she'll change. You have to enter knowing you won't. I've watched too many men lose everything because they didn't take the time to ask the right questions. They ignored what they saw because they liked what they felt. Feelings fade, character doesn't. And if you're rebuilding your life like I am on this road to 60, here's today's takeaway. Don't choose someone until you've chosen yourself. Don't commit until you've defined your standards. Don't give your heart to someone who hasn't shown they can be trusted with it. It's cheaper to be patient than to be wrong. One day better.